All right, not looking forward to the work that we've got to do today, but we're cleaning the coop. We're cleaning the poop coop. I got my girls, got the girls with me. Also, I'm going to try and lay some daffodils today. Yeah, a lot of work to do today. I didn't get as early of a start as I wanted to. I just got a new compost bin, which I'm not really sure how. I think I actually may relocate it now that I'm looking at it. Here goes the coop. And this is where I currently have the bin. But I'm starting to think maybe I want to move it closer to over here, my snake haven. Looks like I'm trying to attract the thing that I am most afraid of. So I'll probably end up moving the compost bin closer to the coop. Maybe that'll make things a little bit easier. Like I said, so terrified of snakes. I just feel like everything that I move, I'm just gonna like pick it up one day and there's gonna be something in there. And it's not even far-fetched, right? Because I know it's gonna happen. I know that it's gonna happen. I don't want it to happen, but here we are in the psychotic hobbies that I choose. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm gonna move it in this area right next to the coop so that it can make a little more sense. Also thinking about getting rid of this tree. What do you guys think? And this one, maybe, so that I can extend the flower bed out this way. The flower bed's out this way. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do that and get back with you guys shortly. All right, yeah, I'm super excited. Looks pretty cool. It'll do the job for now. That way I can stop throwing away chicken manure. This is one of the things that I think is pretty cool. We used to have a chicken tunnel over here, and I don't know if you can see the difference of the grass compared to the grass where the chicken tunnel wasn't, but it would be so great if I could just come outside and put my feet in these grasses. That'd be so amazing, because that's not the case. We've got this, and then we've got this. Say hi to the little babies. Say good morning. All right, we're gonna get into it. Not looking forward to it, but let's go. I got my mask. Safety first. All right, I would say I'm about halfway done. This is the inside of the coop now. It's kind of gross. I've got lots of ventilation in here, space, but still gonna finish cleaning up the rest of this and all that. We had one chicken escape. This is the escapee. We gotta put her back in the coop because Valkyrie wants to eat her. Be nice to the chicken. You're supposed to be a guardian. Look at her. Ooh, are you okay, Mama? Are you okay? You can't make this up. She's just curious. She doesn't really want to hurt them. She's such a good girl. But they're fun to chase. So let's get her back in. There we go again. I honestly think that I'm gonna catch her laying an egg again. So wild. So as you can see, her muscles start contracting. It's one of the biggest signs that I know that they're about to lay. I know I posted a short, it was absolutely terrible a couple days ago. But yeah, it's really cool how they all lay kind of at different times throughout the day. And they start to sing. She's like, woman, if you don't leave me alone. Well, I definitely was recording this part while I was listening to music, so I want to be mindful of the laws and make sure that I don't have too much sound coming from music that I shouldn't be listening to while recording on YouTube. But yeah, I just pretty much started watering my beds, getting ready. It was a nice day out, so I wanted to make sure that I was like getting ready for the weather, cleaning up all of the weeds. As you can see in the White Rock area, I have a ton of weeds. It's so frustrating. I don't know if it's like a centipede, grass, or something, but it like chains up, so you'll see it just kind of like taking over the rock area. I don't know if we'll just continue using the rocks throughout the rest of the beds. Since this video was taken, we actually have an additional 2 beds to like the right of all of the existing beds. Each of these beds are 6 by 3. So I was able to fit a large amount of vegetables in here. My herb garden is still thriving, but everything else I pretty much pulled out. I was also experimenting with like keeping habanero peppers open and keeping them growing during the cold, just because I did see that they were still producing some pretty decent sized fruits. That's in one of the beds over to my left in this video. So it wasn't until maybe a week or so ago, it's December 3rd, that I finally stopped picking poblano peppers from it. So I'm gonna pull up that plant and store it in the garage. You can probably see the bed with most of the peppers that are still intact in this video. I did want to go back to the coop in this part because I was really curious. She was making all of the noises and indicators that she was gonna lay an egg, and I'm a firm believer in like education. So I do try to get videos of a lot of these things, not because I'm some kind of weirdo that likes recording chickens lay eggs, but I do think that it's very strange that I meet so many people who are like kind of shocked that chickens only have one hole. And I'm like, yeah, they do. And they're like, wait, so the eggs that we eat, they come out of one place? It's like, yeah, they do. This is where they come out of. So hate to break it to those with sensitive stomachs. This is how your eggs are produced. Can you imagine this just taking place 1,000+ times a day? In some of those larger farms. But yeah, we've eaten eggs fresh out of the chicken, and I just think it's one of the coolest things, especially when I'm already out here gardening, doing work. It's just a nice treat and a nice surprise to kind of remember like the fruits of your labor. While I'm outside, I usually like to listen to music, listen to the chickens. My dogs are actually pains when they're out there. They're always getting into something. Eventually, I want to fence off the area, maybe with some farm style fence, maybe like a 2-tier fence with some hog wire, just to cut off the area. And then over to the right of the beds, that's where my existing, I believe it's 8 by 16 feet flower beds are now, which is where we'll continue to grow for spring and summer for my micro flower farm, Love Good Bloom. And we're gonna go ahead and maybe add some lights, some string lights to the area. It's gonna be nice. This place has been a huge part of our family this year, just like providing food. One of the best things about gardening, growing your own food, is that I don't know how many times this summer I was like, oh crap, I need bell peppers, or I need onions. Oh, I need basil. I need something. And instead of running to the store, we were just able to procure those items from the garden. And I just think that there's nothing like that. I haven't personally been able to experience anything like that living in the city. When we were in the military, we didn't have like backyard. We always lived in apartments. So just being able to grow your food is pretty amazing. We started off with a small garden in Washington State, but we didn't produce as nearly as much as we're producing now. And so I'm really looking forward to next season to see what all we grow, so that we can continue, showing our kid and our family how it's not hard to grow your own food. It takes patience. There's a lot of trial and error. There were things that went terribly wrong this year. I couldn't grow a squash for the life of me. I don't know what it was. It almost made me quit gardening because I just couldn't figure out why my squash plants or cucumbers were not growing this year. But my watermelons they were just growing. They just would not stop blooming this year. And it was really cool because it was my first year growing watermelons. And so I was just like, melons for everybody. We're going to parties or neighbor's house, anywhere. I'm just bringing watermelon with me. Same thing with peppers. So it was a pretty fulfilling spring and summer season. And I'm really looking forward to continuing to grow into this next season, expanding the garden, expanding the micro flower farm, and then just meeting new people, connecting with the community, and hopefully starting a new small business and venture, getting out there and making sure that the community is aware of what we're doing here. So that's pretty much the gist of what this small space is going to turn to. Long to pick them, but honestly, I thought the season was over for dahlias. Only reason I hung on to that last bush was just because I did notice that they were producing some pretty good blooms. But after I cut those 2 blooms off, I started tackling the daffodil bed. I'll be growing about 100 daffodils in this bed for spring, also the one next to it, and then we'll also be growing tulips and a few other varieties of daffodils and tulips. So we're really excited and looking forward to what that looks like, but I did want to make sure that I didn't max out the capacity of the bed. I want to make sure all of the flowers and the bulbs can grow and take root correctly. But it is definitely a learning experience, and I'm trying to do all of the things right. But as you know, when it comes to gardening, you can do a million things right and things can still turn out wrong. And I think that's why gardening and farming really just helps me relate so much to the life that we live, because there's times that I pour 110% into something that I do and still fail. There's times where I don't put a bunch of effort into something and it turns out fantastic. And it's really crazy to think that like that's how life is. And the juxtaposition to how gardening like relates to life is just something that will continue to be amazing to me. It'll continue surprising me, throwing curveballs, and hopefully I'll continue to learn more about optimizing the space, sustainability, improving our water practices. There's a lot of things that I'm working on right now. A couple weeks after this video, we had an extension agent from the county come out, and he gave me so many tips. So I'm really looking forward to the next phase of just like constructing the garden, cleaning it all up, getting ready for next year. But if you wanted to start gardening, I say just go ahead and start gardening. You don't need an acre in your backyard. All you need are some buckets, some pots, some dirt, some seeds. Honestly, you can start gardening for under $20. You could have a pretty nice balcony set up with that kind of money. It just takes patience and creativity. You don't have to be a creative to garden. You just have to have some dirt, some seeds, and some water, and a whole lot of patience. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.